just got one question first. Did you do your homework? Don't look down. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. Did you do your homework? I need you to do your homework. That is very important. If you can't do the homework I gave you yesterday, how you gonna pass this class? Just answer that for me. How you gonna pass this class? Y'all, I'm not even gonna lie. I don't be knowing whether to look at myself or to look at this camera. But I'm pretty sure if I look at the camera, I'm gonna get nervous. Even though I can't physically see y'all, I just know that I'm looking directly into y'all eyes. So I'm gonna look back at myself, but I'm not cross-eyed, I promise. I'm not. Like, I'm looking at y'all now, and then I'm looking back at the camera, at myself. Okay, boom. Before I begin this video, I am going to shout out one of my new subscribers, Jasmine. Jasmine, I cannot remember your name, your last name for the life of me. I am so tired right now. But just know that I see you, I appreciate you already, and thank you for subscribing. Y'all, she the only one that's gonna get, subscriber shout outs, because we ain't even about to start that, because I know how that ends. People getting their feelings and expect they shout out every video. We ain't about to do that. But I'm shouting her out because she came by with, I think his name is Monte, and they came by and was asking me some questions about, Long Beach and how I felt about, the rent prices, and just as someone living in the area. They were just asking me some questions. And it was a really good conversation, actually. It actually made my day. And I was honored to have done that for y'all. So I got y'all information. Y'all know what I told y'all. Anytime y'all, have an event, I'm there. I got you. Love you, Jazz. All right, so the reason why I asked you if you did your homework is because if you did your homework, then the first step of this process is easy. It's easy, because you done did it, basically. Because if you were able to write it down, you were able to do the first step. Y'all ready for the first step? Alright, for those who are new here, this is Kueen's Trauma Series. I am doing this series to help you overcome past trauma. No matter how traumatic it was, you can get through it. I'm getting through it, and I just want to do the same for everybody out there. So this is my trauma series. This is my first series that I'm doing on this YouTube channel, and I'm very, very excited because I know that by the time we get to the end of this class, all y'all graduating. Every last one of you graduating with honors. With honors. So I'm very, very excited. So if you're new here, this is what's going on. You are here watching step 1 of the process. Please stay tuned for the rest of the steps that are coming after this one, because it is a doozy. But the fact that you clicked on this video just proves that you are brave, you are courageous, and you are willing to take that first step to bettering yourself and your futures. You gonna make it. You good, and I'm proud of you. I am fresh off work, and I told myself that if I was gonna come on this camera, I was gonna come on this camera and be comfortable, because I was really about to get on here and record this video in my work clothes. So in the previous video, I talked about my trauma story, because I felt like in order for me to get you to open up about your trauma story just to yourself or to a friend, or just like writing it down, I dare not ask you to do something that I'm not doing or that I haven't done myself. So I shared my trauma story in the first video, and so in this video, I'm going to teach you step 1. So step 1 is acknowledge it. Acknowledge it. Acknowledge it. Don't run from it. Don't hide from it. Don't avoid it. Don't try to seal it. Acknowledge it. So the steps on how to acknowledge it. Grab your paper, grab your pen, because I'm about to give you the tea. The first step is to stop ignoring it. Stop acting like you weren't hurt. Stop acting like you did not have a traumatic experience. When you're honest with the person in the mirror, that makes this process a lot easier, and you're able to do this process and it actually be effective. So stop ignoring it. Stop acting like it's not there. When you ignore it, you're just like pushing your purpose and you're pushing your future back further. Don't do that. It happened. It happened, and I don't know what your trauma is, but please understand that you are not your trauma. The next step, stop expecting it to just go away. I know, as bad as you probably just want to forget it, you probably just want it to just disappear out of your mind, out of your heart, out of your past. It's not. And much as you want it to go away, until you acknowledge it, it's not going to go away. The next step, stop it from growing. Stop letting all this time pass without acknowledging it. If you let this thing grow, eventually it's going to take over your life. Like, I don't care what nobody say. I don't care how far back your trauma happened. Everybody's trauma has popped back up in their present, or will pop up in their future. Some people think that their trauma happened and they, without acknowledging it and properly healing, they can just go about their life and be fine. Y'all, personally, my trauma has come back up, like I said, in my romantic relationships, my friendships, and my relationship with my parents. The best thing that you can do for yourself is acknowledge it now, address it now, take care of it now, so it will not interfere with your future. I don't know how many people out here are leaving their trauma unaddressed and wondering why there's so much hell in their life today. It's because you haven't dealt with the demons from your past. Those things are still following you. Your trauma is like a shadow. It follows you. Unless you bring it to the light and kill it, it's gonna follow you. If your trauma is from your past where you were very young, it is time for you to acknowledge that little girl or that little boy in the mirror that is hurting. Because regardless of how happy and how joyful you may be today, that little girl and that little boy is still inside crying out for you. They want you to acknowledge them. You probably haven't spoken to that little girl or that little boy in forever, right? But I think it's time for y'all to talk. You may have been too young to understand what was happening to you back then. But now, there's honestly no excuse. I'm gonna be the one to say it. It's no excuse as to why you cannot give that little boy or that little girl the attention that they need right now. The days of your trauma following you through life are over. Do you hear me? They're over, and I'm gonna walk you through it. If you enjoyed this vibe and you're ready for the next step to your healing, click like, share, and subscribe, because I promise you, this is just step one. It's easy right now. This video is very short, but we're gonna get down to the nitty gritty in a minute. You ready for it? You ain't ready for it. You ain't even did your homework. Anyway, talk to y'all later. Peace.